Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Baseball Freak 075 bringing you guys another video here today. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing the top 10 players in the MLB going into the 2021 season. Again, this is all my opinion, so if you have any problems with the list that I made, go ahead and let me know in the comments. This is up for debate. I mean, there's no right or wrong answers here. This is just my opinion. And yeah, but before we get into the video, I just want to let you guys know that if you're enjoying what I'm doing and think I'm doing a good job, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and like if you would, and share and tell all your friends, because I think we can really do something good with this channel if I can get out there. But with all that being said, thank you guys, and let's get into the top 10. Alright, kicking off the top 10, we have both Francisco Lindor and Trevor Story. I wanted to pick one or the other, but I couldn't justify it. I like Story a little more personally, but Lindor has just been so good for so long that I honestly think they're both tied right now. We'll see, like where they go later, but for right now, I call it a tie. So first, let's go over Francisco Lindor. Now, Lindor has arguably been the best shortstop in baseball, and in my opinion, he has been the best shortstop in baseball for quite some time. He averages about a 285 average per season on average, and will hit you about 30 home runs a season. Four-time All-Star, 2 Gold Gloves, 2-time Silver Slugger. The man is crazy. He is a Platinum Glove caliber defender. First and foremost, I mean, he's amazing in the field. Honestly, he's a five-tool player, in my opinion. He has everything you need: speed, contact, power, fielding, arm, everything. And then to even add further onto that, he is a switch hitter, which is just one of the craziest things. You don't see many middle infielders that can switch hit and be as great as Francisco Lindor can. So to me, it's just, he has to get the benefit of the doubt, even though he was coming off kind of a slow year last year. And I have him tied with Trevor Story, who is, in my opinion, the up-and-coming best shortstop right now. There's a lot of good shortstops up-and-coming, but Trevor Story is definitely a little bit better in my opinion. But let's get ahead and move on to that. Now, currently up until this point, I thought Trevor Story was one of the most underrated players in all of baseball. I mean, he just never got any love with Nolan Arenado stealing the spotlight over there in Colorado. But I think people are really going to see this season how good Trevor Story is. He averages about a 280 batting average per season and averages 36 home runs a season. You can call it the Coors effect or not. I don't buy it. DJ LeMahieu, they said the same thing about him. He went to Yankee Stadium. I realized still a hitter-friendly ballpark. He's killing it. Trevor Story is so good. He is good on both sides of the ball. He is even more so, in my opinion, more so a five-tool player than Lindor, because he has speed, which Lindor does not have. Now, I will give the slight fielding nod to Lindor. He is probably a better defender, but Trevor Story is no slouch on the defensive side of the ball. As you're seeing right here, he can make the Jeter, he can make the Tulowitzki plays, no problem. He has all the talent in the world. And he's faster. He averages 21 stolen bases a season, and the most he got in a season was 27, which I understand it isn't a lot, but for today's standards, that is a lot. And yeah, so I have Trevor Story tied with Francisco Lindor at the number 10 spot. At the number 9 spot, we have Christian Yelich. Now, I'll be the first person to say that I'm not Yelich's biggest fan, but you can't deny how talented he is. He's not the best fielder. He makes plays when they need to be made. He is known for his bat, and he can rake. Yelich is a former MVP. He is a 2-time All-Star. He averages a 296 clip each year, batting average-wise, and he'll average you about 25 home runs per season. He's only had 2 really breakout seasons, and that's kind of why I'm not his biggest fan. I need to see a little bit more of him. Everybody's trying to compare him to Mookie Betts and Mike Trout, and I don't even think he's close to that category. If he could keep his 2 breakout season average, if he could get his stats up and be more consistent, we'll see what this year brings. I think this is really a big make-or-break year to figure out if he's the star that everyone says he is. But I think we'll figure that out this season. And yeah, I have Yelich coming in at number 9. Coming in at number 8, we have Nolan Arenado. Now, you guys are probably thinking that this is a biased pick, but I can promise you from the bottom of my heart, it's not. I truly do believe Nolan Arenado is the best third baseman in all of baseball. I mean, you have your 40 home run potential every season, Coors Field or not. I don't care. He's on the St. Louis Cardinals now, which is my favorite team. That has nothing to do with me putting him as the best third baseman in this list and in all of baseball. I mean, he is that good. Who can you think of in the MLB that's a third baseman that has 40 home run potential and plays platinum glove defense at third base? That's right, nobody. I love Anthony Rendon. He is a great player, but he has nowhere near the defense that Nolan Arenado has. Is he a plus defender? Sure. Is he Arenado caliber? No. Nobody at third base comes remotely close aside from Matt Chapman. That is the only person you can compare defensively to Nolan Arenado at third base. And he has that pop in his bat that just about no one has. Rendon has a little bit. Matt Chapman has a little bit. Alex Bregman probably has the most pop outside of Arenado. But just look at the accolades. I mean, they speak for themselves. 5-time All-Star, 8-time Gold Glove defender, which he has been in the league for 8 seasons. He's won the Gold Glove ever since he's been in the league. 4-time Silver Slugger. He's finished top 5 in MVP voting twice. He is so good, and I cannot wait for him to prove all the Coors Field effects rumors to rest. I mean, I'm telling you guys, he might not do it this season. He might struggle a little bit just because he's getting out of Coors Field. He's going to have to get used to the way the pitches break and get used to, hitting outside of it. But once he gets in a groove, once he gets in his rhythm, he is going to be A-okay. I promise you guys that. And with all that being said, let's move on to our next player. Coming in at the number 7 spot, we have Aaron Judge. Now, I know you guys are probably saying, why is Aaron Judge in your top 10? Well, he's in my top 10 because when healthy, Aaron Judge is I think he's probably a top 5 player in the league, to be honest. But I went ahead and moved him down to 7. I think he has to be in the top 10. He is so talented. I know he struggles with being available. Availability is the best ability usually, but we're just going at this from a sheer talent perspective. Aaron Judge is so talented. He only played a full season, one season. That was his rookie year, and he hit 52 home runs that season. And going off of however many games he's played, he averages 45 home runs a season in a full season. So that just goes to tell you, I know he may get injured. He's super injury prone because of how big he is. He's 6'7", I think probably 260 or 70. The man is a monster, and that's why he destroys the baseball. He could play basketball. He could play football. He is a freak of nature, and just the raw power that he has is unmatched, I'd say. And not only is he an awesome hitter at the plate, he is an amazing defender, one of the best in the entire game. Now, he is a little bit slow because of how big he is, but all the tools are there aside from speed. And for being as big as he isn't slow by any means at all. Aaron Judge is so good when he is healthy. And I think a lot of people, judge him for not being on the field, but from a sheer talent perspective, I have to have him in my top 10. Moving on to number 6, Cody Bellinger. So yeah, we got Cody Bellinger here at the number 6 spot. I honestly would like to rank him higher just because of how good of a player he is from a talent perspective. But just from his down year last year, I'm going to go ahead and keep him at 6. He just destroys the baseball first and foremost. That left-handed swing is so beautiful to watch. He averages about 40 home runs a season. He averages 39, and he averages a 273 batting average per season as well. And to go along with that sweet lefty swing, and he can actually hit lefties pretty good as well for a left-hander, which is pretty amazing, if you ask me. A lot of left-handed hitters struggle against left-handed pitching, but Cody Bellinger is not really one of those people. And Cody Bellinger, to go along with this great offense, has amazing defense. I would argue he's one of the best defensive outfielders in baseball. I think probably Mookie is about the only one better. Maybe you could argue Harrison Bader. But aside from those two, I don't even think it comes close. Bellinger is so complete as a player. And, just from you can see here, him robbing Christian Yelich of a home run. I mean, I think Yelich is a good player, but Bellinger's obviously way better. Bellinger is what Christian Yelich would be if he could field. That's pretty much the difference. Bellinger is amazing. And yeah, hopefully, he'll just keep on doing what he's doing, and he can bounce back from last season, and he'll move up higher on my list maybe next year. So yeah, we'll just see. Bellinger definitely has the potential to be a top 3 player here in the next couple seasons. It's gonna be tough because of like who I have at number 3 right now in the 1 and 2, but I definitely think it'll be something attainable in the future for Bellinger. Coming in at number 5, we have El Nino, better known as Fernando Tatis Jr. Now, I know I'm kind of a hypocrite here because I like seeing people play good for a decent amount of time before I jump on the bandwagon. But Fernando Tatis Jr., you can just see that something is different. I mean, he's only played in 2 seasons, but what we have here from the averages of those 2 seasons, he averages 44 home runs in a 162-game season, 301 batting average, 111 RBIs, 31 stolen bases. I mean, you want to talk about 5-tool player. Fernando Tatis Jr.'s defense was not crazy his first year in the big leagues, but it got tremendously better last season. And you would like to think it would just continuously get better and better. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be a Trevor Story level defender or a Francisco Lindor caliber defender, but he's still a very solid fielder, and he's only going to get better from the way that we've seen. And yeah, Fernando Tatis is just one of those players that has swag. One of the very few players that has swag in the league that you just love to watch. That you love seeing those bat flips. And the kid is only 22 years old, I believe, or 21 years old. To be doing what he's doing at the age he's doing it at is just remarkable. I mean, he has his whole life ahead of him. And on top of that, he just signed the huge 14-year, $340 million contract. So, yeah, he's going to be netting about $25 million a year for the next 14 years. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say Fernando Tatis is doing all right. We shall see if it pans out. Maybe a little premature, but, I mean, the Cardinals did offer, not trying to compare him to Pujols, but the Cardinals, after Pujols had a good season, won Rookie of the Year, they gave him a 10-year contract, $100 million, which was a lot at the time. So, I mean, you never know. This could work out very well for the Padres. But, yeah, I have Fernando Tatis Jr. coming in at number 5. Moving on to the number 4 spot, we have Ronald Lacuna. I mean, I know I've thrown around the term 5-tool player quite frequently in this video, but you want to talk about the true definition of a 5-tool player, you need to look no further than this man right here, Ronald Lacuna Jr. He is a freak of nature. Ronald Lacuna has literally every aspect of a 5-tool player that you could ask for. Speed, power, contact, fielding. While he struggled a little bit in the contact aspect the previous season, everything else was still there. He's just one of those players that makes the game really enjoyable to watch. Super solid in the field, super solid, has an immaculate throwing arm, guns people down all the time, and you want to talk about some just amazing raw power, well, look no further, because Acuna has tremendous raw power. I mean, honestly, it might sound a little cliche, but Ronald Acuna reminds me a lot of Andrew Jones. I know they both played for the Braves, center fielders, all that yada yada, but I mean, he really does remind me of Andrew Jones. Amazing defender, has amazing pop, just super fun to watch, will steal you about 30 bags in a full 162-game season, maybe even more. The best part about seeing all these young players is we don't even know if we've seen the best of what they have to offer yet. And I think Acuna just has a lot to give to the game of baseball. He has every tool, like I've said, and yeah, just somebody that I really enjoy watching, and I have him at number 4. Moving on to the number 3 spot, we have Juan Soto. Now, I don't even really know where to begin here. Juan Soto is such an amazing player to watch at the plate. And to think that he's only like 22 years old, 21 years old, it is almost unfathomable to just see what he does at the plate and the approach that he has. When he was 21 years old, he brought home a World Series title to his team. I mean, just think about that for a second. That is amazing in of itself. He's not the best fielder, but he is getting better. But just his pure approach at the plate. I have not seen anybody approach the plate, anybody even get close to the way he looks at the plate. honestly, besides Albert Pujols. That's what he kind of reminds me of, a left-handed Albert Pujols. He just has that same like mentality at the plate. That's really honestly what it reminds me of. Granted, he is a little cocky, a little too good for himself sometimes, but I mean, the kid can back it up. He is one of the most fun players to watch in the entire game of baseball. The raw power, whatever you want to call it, he hits bombs and he hits the ball far. He is just so fun to watch when he's in the batter's box. If you're a Nationals fan, Bryce who, you don't care. You have the best outfielder, aside from, Mike Trout, hitting-wise, in the game of baseball currently. I mean, it must be nice to wake up and know you have him on your team. Let's just say that. Such a great player, and he has a really bright future ahead, and he's going to be someone that'll be fun to watch for a long time to come. Coming in at number 2, we have Mookie Betts. Now, Mookie Betts is one of the most complete players I have ever seen. Again, just like Acuna, 5-tool player, but his defense is even better than Acuna's. I mean, his defense is unparalleled. So amazing out in the field. He can play second base. He could play third base. He can play any spot in the outfield. He is so complete as a player. I mean, honestly, if you threw him at catcher, first base, or shortstop, I think he would compete there just fine. That's the kind of athlete he is. I've seen him dunk a basketball. I've seen him bowl a 300 game. The man is crazy. He could literally go into any professional sport, I guarantee you, and be a superstar in any one of them. Any one of them. Mookie Betts is an amazing hitter at the plate, has a great approach, and like I said, he's just an amazing fielder. He really is. He truly is probably the most complete player in all of baseball. He's not super fast, but the speed's there. He's a good base runner. All the tools that you need. And, the Dodgers were one of the best teams in baseball. And then they just cemented it when they got Mookie Betts. You knew that if they weren't winning the World Series that year, they weren't ever going to win it. That's what I said. As soon as they got Mookie Betts, I was like, if they don't win it with this guy, they will never win a World Series. Because Mookie Betts is that good. And you saw them come back from the Braves, and just how good Mookie Betts is. You saw him just play like he could in the postseason. That really shot him forward, to be honest with you. And Mookie Betts is just one of those superstars that's going to be around for a long time, really fun to watch. Even when he's 40 years old, he's probably going to be out there just being all acrobatic like he is. He's honestly like the Ozzie Smith of the outfield. I mean, he is just crazy. And he's coming in at number 2, and I think you all know who number 1 is. As if it was any question, coming in at number 1, we have the greatest player in all of baseball, Mike Trout. I mean, as you guys can see, Mike Trout is just the complete player. What the hell? Is this Chris Davis? What's he doing here? I hope you guys like that, by the way. But anyways, yeah, going on to it, we really don't need to say anything more. Mike Trout is clearly the best player in all of Major League Baseball. You all know why. His multiple Gold Gloves, his multiple MVPs, the fact that he's the biggest contract in all of Major League Baseball history up to this point. I mean, we really don't need to say anymore. Mike Trout is clearly the best player in all of Major League Baseball. And a part of it, I want to attribute it to Albert Pujols being his mentor, because, Mike Trout has every skill, really known to man in the baseball sense, but having somebody like that, one of the all-time greats, to coach you through everything, I think that's really helped him. Not taking anything away from Mike Trout, but I think that has really put him on the pedestal that he's on today. And Mike Trout, if he stays healthy, will go down as more than likely the best baseball player of all time. We are truly witnessing greatness every moment he steps on the field. Alright, that's going to do it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy what I'm doing. Let's try to get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as we can. Be a really big, milestone. I know we're quite a ways away, but, nothing's impossible if you believe. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace out.